So patch 5 is finally out for Baldurs Gate 3 and it's a really important one. Although it doesn't bring much new playable content to the table, like new classes or races, it has important features for the full game in the future. In this video I will talk about why these options are so important for the full release of the game. So please consider subscribing if you want to see more Baldurs Gate 3 and other RPG gaming content in the future. But first, let's do a recap about all the new features in this patch. So let's talk about the new rolling system. Whenever you need to roll, you see a new interface and the dice actually rolling. Instead of lowering the required DC when you are better in a skill, you now see that skill bonus added to your total roll. You can also gain extra bonuses with spells in the menu, for example with the guidance cantrip from Shadowheart. This is more like true D&D and you have a better overview in which skills you are proficient with. Personally, I am really happy with this option and it's been one of the most important requested features from my own list. Next up, let's talk about backgrounds, roleplay and the new initiative system. When you create your character, you can select a background which determines your proficiencies, but now also gives you new opportunities to roleplay and earn initiative points. With those you can choose to reroll a roll if you failed one. And when you are full of initiative points, they will reward XP instead. So there's always a reason to explore these opportunities. They added over 100 of these during early access, which is really fun to discover, and they also appear in the background menu so you can collect them all. Larian Studios also received a lot of feedback regarding Shadowheart, including if we could free her from a pot in the beginning area. Now I explored a few of these options and maybe I will upload a several video to show this. So please subscribe. What's also really cool is that this update has a new feature called the point and click system. If you click somewhere, the character will respond to it, like in the original games.
I must keep going.
It also works with sneaking, as they will whisper instead.
Unseen as I was taught.
What's really cool about this is that your original created character does this as well, which gives your character more personality in my opinion. All these small dialogues will also change depending on where you are in the story or in which area you currently are. And if you think this is a lot, there's even more. Because by popular demand, the jump and disengage buttons are now split up and disengage would now cost a full action instead of a bonus action, just like in D&D. Jump also has a new shortcut button binding to the Z key, which makes jumping several times in a row much easier. And they also added the possibility to break concentration on spells by clicking the small X button above your character portrait. And if you don't want to kill your enemies, you can now toggle a non-lethal option, which knocks characters out while you can still loot their bodies, or well, rather steal from them. Now one of the biggest new additions are additional camps, which they call mini-camps. Whenever you decide to sleep somewhere, it will match the area you are currently in. For example, if you sleep in the Underdark, you will set camp there instead of in the forest, which is super cool if you ask me. This also works in different areas like the chapel or the caverns. All these cinematics play there out as well, which took a lot of work apparently, but is definitely worth it as it adds a lot of immersion. What also adds a lot of immersion is not to be able to spam long rest anymore without any consequence. Camping will take up resources and you need to fill out enough to gain all the long rest benefits, restoring all your hit points and spell slots. And if you didn't manage to gain enough camp supplies, you instead get a partial rest, which restores around half of them. I think this is a very good addition, as you now have to decide whether it's smart to take either a short or long rest instead of long resting anytime for free. And the more you level up, the more resources you will need, so be on the lookout to find food and drinks wherever you can. Another thing what's really neat about this patch is they added new visual and
sound effects
as well. Now all these things cost a lot of time to develop, not only for early access but for the full game as well. Larian Studios now tries to hit the 2022 release date, but be aware this can easily be 2023 as well, since Baldurs Gate 3 is a huge project to tackle and I'd rather have them taking their time for a fleshed out experience instead of having a rushed game. So now, finally, let's talk about why this patch is so goddamn important, especially for the full game. But first, some people are disappointed that we didn't receive any new classes or races, which is understandable, but you know, the full game will have all these classes, so we will get them anyway sooner or later. While these additions shape up the total look and feel of the game, as we don't know which additional features will be added. It's important that these features are well tested before release, so Larian has enough time to tweak them towards everyone's satisfaction. So I rather have feature patches as well, instead of only those who add new classes to early access. Now for those who really only want new content, don't worry, Larian said that patch 6 is a content heavy patch. So the chance is high we likely see a new class in that patch, with additional spells, items, encounters, etc. And of course, I'm really excited to try out these new things as well. But please, try to keep in mind that these features are important as well, which definitely fleshes out the full game once it comes out. And if you made it this far, I want to thank you for watching. I'm trying to upload more videos and try to grow this channel, so I really appreciate for all those who subscribed, liked, comment, blah 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 under each video. I'm trying my best to improve and will upload more regularly on from now, so please feel free to subscribe as well if you like to see more. For those who play early access, have fun with the patch. Thank you all for watching and see you next time.